So Capital One has been around since the mid-90s, and I would consider them to be in the top 10 credit card companies here in America. They've definitely helped and did their part here in the banking and credit card community, but not gonna lie, there's just a few things about them that kind of rub me the wrong way. They recently got called out and sued by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau for cheating millions of Americans out of a higher interest rate they should have been given on their famous Capital One 360 savings account, and that to me is just kind of not right. Especially if Capital One was advertising that they have one of the best and highest interest rate savings accounts here in the nation. So not only do I feel like they're on the shady and greedy side, just like Wells Fargo, but there's actually a few other reasons why I do not like Capital One, and this is why I would almost quite literally never get a credit card with them. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is just pretty much share my thoughts with you guys on why I would never get a Capital One credit card, and then I'll talk about how they cheated millions of Americans out of their money recently. So if you guys want a real unfiltered opinion about Capital One, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end, so that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any valuable information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford, and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the first thing that I really want to talk about when it comes to Capital One is their credit limit increases. Like, what's up with that? Capital One makes it so hard for you guys to receive a credit limit increase with them. Like, you literally have to be doing the most. Like, I know how to get a credit limit increase with Capital One and all the steps I need to do in order to get there, but it's like, why are they making us jump through hoops just to get a credit limit increase? Because in order to get a credit limit increase with Capital One, you have to be using that card extremely consistently. Like, when I say they want you to use it heavy, you got to use it heavy. And then on top too, you have to get almost to dang near your credit limit and then pay it all back. And to be honest, most people aren't doing that. They are not doing that. Like, who's really going to run their credit card up to dang near the max limit and then pay it all back within the same week or so? Most people in reality cannot afford to do this. But honestly, I just feel like most people out there aren't getting credit limit increases with Capital One because they're just simply unaware that this is what it takes in order to get a credit limit increase with them. The only way you would even know this though is if you guys are deep in the credit card game, you guys have financial literacy when it comes to credit cards, or you're just simply watching other YouTubers such as myself talk about it. I recently made a full in-depth video on how to increase your credit limit with Capital One and what it takes in order to get there. So if you guys are interested in watching that, like you want the longer in-depth version, then feel free to browse my YouTube channel or hit the link in the description below, or just wait till this video is over and I'll put it at the end of this video for you guys to watch. But pretty much in that video, I really get into detail on how to increase your credit limit with Capital One, and it definitely is possible. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying you're just gonna have to jump through a few hoops in order to do it. But the thing that kind of sucks about this too though is that most people out there will usually start with a low credit limit when they're getting a Capital One credit card. And if they don't have the information on how to increase their credit limit with Capital One, then most likely they're gonna stay at that limit for quite some time. And I'll use my friend as an example. The man has two Capital One credit cards with $500 credit limits on both of them, and it's been that way for like the past 6 years, still like that to this day. This person done already upgraded his job, making well over 6 figures now, but he still has that $500 credit limit on both of his Capital One credit cards. I don't know who watches my channel regularly, but on my channel I'm always pushing credit unions because these credit unions, you guys, they're gonna give you the high credit limits that you guys are searching for compared to any other financial institution or credit issuer out there. And this is facts. This is like actual factual, because the friend that I'm talking about in this story, he then went to go bank with a credit union and they gave him a $7,000 credit card on his first run with them. And this isn't the only person that this has happened to before. So nowadays he's only using that credit card now because he just doesn't care too much for his Capital One credit cards no more. The man literally told me, what am I going to use that credit card for? It only has a $500 credit limit. And then once you get stuck in this mindset, it is kind of hard to get out, because he's absolutely right. What are you going to do with that low limit? So now this person doesn't even want to use his Capital One credit card no more. And if you guys watch my videos, then you already know in order to get a credit limit increase with Capital One, there has to be heavy usage on the card. So nobody wins. But that's just my first issue with Capital One. The second issue that I have with them is actually worse. The thing I really want to know about Capital One is, why do they have to pull all 3 credit bureaus just to get a credit card with them? Like, the credit limit increase thing, I could probably understand and probably bear with, but when you guys are pulling all 3 credit bureaus just to get a credit card with you guys, that's absolutely where I draw the line. That to me is just so out of pocket. And the reason why I say this is because if you guys are trying to credit card stack on the personal side or even the business side, this is absolutely detrimental to that. For those out there that don't know what credit card stacking is, this is pretty much when you apply for a lot of credit cards in a short time frame, but in a strategic way. I'm not going to be talking about that too much though in this video, because I do have plans of making a full in-depth video on it. So if you guys want to watch that, then just subscribe to my channel. But maybe it's not always about credit card stacking, and maybe it could be something else. Maybe you guys are just trying to apply for other credit cards out there for personal reasons, but you end up getting denied because you have a recent hard inquiry on your guys' credit profile from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So honestly, it just throws everything off, and this is the #1 reason why I would almost quite literally never get a Capital One credit card. I don't care about what kind of reward points or what kind of welcome bonus they got going on, I am not getting one. There's just simply way too many credit cards out there that I can get that have all the things that I'm looking for without pulling all 3 credit bureaus. So with that being said, I do not have any Capital One credit cards, and I'm pretty sure I never will unless something big changes. But if you're a person that's not really in the credit game and you don't really care too much about it, then you get a Capital One credit card. Your life, your choice. Like, don't let me stop you from getting one. One good thing that I will say about Capital One that I honestly kind of do like about them is that they soft pull for credit limit increases. So what this means is they will never hard pull your credit if you ever wanted to increase your credit limit with them. And that's probably the best thing they got going for themselves. But honestly, I feel like they already owe that to us since they're triple pulling our credit. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. But anyways, now let's talk about this lawsuit that just recently happened not too long ago with Capital One. But before we go over that, if you guys could do me a quick favor and hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it because it really helps me out a lot, and then it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But anyways, what pretty much happened these last couple of weeks with Capital One is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau sued the heck out of them. They sued Capital One because they were misleading customers by marketing their 360 savings account as one of the highest paying savings accounts with the best APY in the industry, when in reality it was not. Back in 2019, Capital One released another savings account called the 360 Performance Savings Account, which was pretty much the same name as the first savings account. But they released this new account and then discontinued their old savings account only for new customers out there. So pretty much if you've been already had their older savings account, then you could pretty much keep it. But if you were a new Capital One customer just getting in, then you would no longer have this option and you would just have to get their newer savings account, which is the Capital One 360 Performance Savings Account. But this is where the dirt comes right here. Whoever was with Capital One's first savings account, the 360 savings account, they were not notified about Capital One's new high yield savings account, the 360 Performance Savings Account. So here people are thinking that they're getting a high interest rate based on the money that they have in their Capital One savings account, but little do they know is that they're only getting a 0.3% interest rate based on the money that they have in that account. While on the other hand, people who had the Capital One 360 Performance Savings Account, they were getting 14 times that amount at one point. So when the interest rates were high, this account peaked at 4.35% APY at one point, which is actually a significant difference. But the people who still had the old savings account, they were not notified about this, so they were still receiving a 0.4% APY. So not only did Capital One not tell their current customers about this, but they actually told their employees to not tell existing account holders about their new savings account that they could have got a higher APY on. And I feel like Capital One strategically did this so that way they can avoid not paying more money to us customers by keeping us in a lower tier savings account. And it's actually crazy because these two savings accounts that Capital One has are pretty much the same name. So there was a lot of customers out there who thought they were getting the high interest rate just for having their money in with them, but in reality they were not. So Capital One pretty much got sued for cheating their customers out of money and pretty much withholding information that we definitely should have known. Now they did deny the allegations, of course, but the truth is they know what they did. They did a white collar crime. It's funny because Capital One's slogan is "What's in your wallet?" and they even got Nick Fury saying it somehow.
Now tell me, what's in your wallet?
So now we get to ask Capital One, hey Capital One, what's in your wallet? Because whatever you stole from the people, you got to give that back. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is seeking civil penalties and other remedies so that way whoever was a victim of this can receive their compensation. Now this story is still kind of fresh, so whenever everything goes through, I'll definitely make an update video for you guys, so just stay posted. So after all of you guys hearing about this, what do you guys think about them? Are you still going to rock with them? Are you cool off them? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. Me personally, all I really cared about is those 3 credit bureau pulls, so if they ever change that, then I might slide back this way. But until then, I'll be somewhere else. But that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Hope you guys found value in any of this information as always. But also really quick, guys, if you guys feel like you don't have a solid credit profile or a credit score because you have a bunch of derogatory items on your guys' credit report, then send an email to my business email, justmoneyish@gmail.com, and I'll definitely take care of you over there. I'm also doing mentorship now for those that don't know. So if you guys are interested in mentorship from me, send an email to my business email saying mentorship, and then I'll see you guys there. And also lastly, from entrepreneurs out there, if you guys are seeking funding for your business so that way you guys can scale it and get it to the next level, then send an email to my business email and I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. But don't forget to get your guys' free stock at Robinhood that could potentially be worth all the way up to $200 when you guys use my link in the description below. And also if you guys are looking for a high yield savings account, I personally use SoFi, so that's what I would recommend using. If you guys use my link in the description below, then you could potentially earn all the way up to $325 of free money, so I definitely wouldn't snooze on that while the offer's still available. And also really quick, for those that don't know, I do offer one-on-one consultations if you guys would like to speak to me personally, the link is always going to be in the description below. But if you guys want the chance to win a free 15-minute consultation from me, then comment the word free game in the comments below and send an email to my business email stating what you guys would like to talk about. I do pick a winner every Monday. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, then I truly do appreciate you guys. We're at 64,135 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know, but if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time I post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics, so if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your guys' credit cards, talk about how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit, we talk about real estate, we talk about mortgage loan programs, we talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. And for those of you that don't know, I'm also a licensed real estate agent and a licensed mortgage loan originator. So if you guys are trying to purchase or sell a home and you guys are in Southern California, all my information will always be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.